Hello and welcome back. Well, in this video, just figure I kind of show on how you can break down the last 2 years and do specialized typing, I guess, if you want to find some of your older sales, definitely beyond 90 days or beyond the year, or just make it easier to where you can just type in item title, if you remember what it is, what have you. You bring things up so that, and I've used this before in a different video, and it does come in handy for quite a few things. But this video is primarily going to be about the availability of items that you can find at thrift stores. Well, that I have found at thrift stores, and I would assume if you are a reseller, thrift stores is a place where you get your inventory, where you source. And if I can find that stuff, now I live in a very fortunate area where there's a lot of thrift stores. I'm in Mentor, Ohio. There's no thrift stores going north unless I'm going to Canada. So I only have east, west, south, and the combination of those. But I could still, if I go over an hour drive, I have at least 50 thrift stores. My main routes keep me within 30 to 40 minutes. And I have a route that I could take every single day. I have 12 routes that I could take. If I stick to those, I'm repeating stores every 2 weeks. Because, I mean, you can, but it just tears the body up driving that much. But if we have 1,400 items, now granted, some of these numbers are going to be a little less because some of these are going to be returns that were refunded that I still kept in my sales, so on and so forth. But it's still a large number. So there's 1,400, 500, so we're at 2,000 now. So let's say almost 3,000 items, and that's just these books, CDs, and DVDs. And now I'm just going to go over some of the higher priced ones so I can keep this video relatively short. Some of these will be seen again. This actually, my mom gave this to me. And I put it up. It was kind of a trade-off. I did some work for her, and she paid this, and she insisted, so I took it. I was like, yeah, I'll sell it. But anyhow, we have this, and I mentioned this in a video before, and that's kind of generically what brought me up to making this video, beside the fact that I had to look another sale up. I'm like, oh, that reminds me, video time. Speaking of video time, that was a DVD rental place. So, off topic. Taylor Swift, sealed. Now, a lot of these I'm not going to be able to click, but I can at least get in the pictures. This is just picture. November 15th is when I got that, and it sold just before Christmas. So this is what we call hype stickers right here. So at that time, why that was 7, I don't know. This is beautiful, beautiful eyes. I don't know what they go for now, but that I got at Savers for $2. And the 15th, so that sold in just under 3 weeks. And there was a lot of, and I have another Taylor Swift sealed one that's listed, I think it's like $160, $170, and that gets a lot of attention. These two right here, Jan and Dean, and so I got these done at the Goodwill outlet in Akron, Ohio on Waterloo Road. First time down there, I think we were going to my brother's house. He lives down there, not too far from the Goodyear blimp hangar. And we stopped at the Goodwill. I mean, anytime I go anywhere, I'm always stopping at thrift stores. So I got these, and they're signed. Both of them, I believe. Yep, they're signed by Jan and Dean, it looks like. And these were either $2 or $1 each. Half their inventory is half off. Forget how they do it down there, but no more than $4 plus tax and a little bit of time. So this 19876 is typically how I price things, and then later they'll go on sale, and they were listed, and then I got them doing all my listings, and I needed to go run down to the corner store real quick. By the time I got back, and I didn't take my phone, by the time I get back, they're already sold. So this is probably the fastest selling things I had, and of course the date stamp's cut out, but the fastest selling thing I've had. And I said, yeah, we're probably at my brother's house for Memorial Day. This I've already gone over. These I got for like $2 each in Madison. A handful of them. I had others. I think I had like 22 at one time. They were anywhere from 15 to like $50. I think one $50 one sold, and the other ones were 20, 25-ish. And I had them for like well over a year. And I just allowed them together. Finally, somebody came and scooped them up. This was a lot that was left over. I bought like 700 DVDs from somebody in Parma, the other side of town. But this is a workout DVD set that I kind of accumulated. I had one or two listed. I think it was these two. It's not going to click on it. I had these two listed, and then I got a whole rubber band bound set. This one I've already gone over. This one I've already gone over. There's no pictures. These are mainly just lots that I ended up with leftovers of. This is Gary and Married, which was a what was that? Jay Moore in it. And we can just scroll down here real quick, so I don't have to talk about the other ones of just DVDs that are $80. This one I went over. That one I went over. So going all the way down to 70, 60, a combination by Drake and Josh. And the Secret Life of American Teenager, I found these a little more frequently. I still do find them. So that's the DVDs. Here for the CDs is going to be a duplicate of that. The player, the signed Pierce the Veil. This is a rap CD I got with a bunch of rap CDs. And Garfield Heights and the Cleveland area. That was another sealed one, $135, $150. These were video games, more video games, Sony Walkman, those CD players. Oh, the California Dreams soundtracks. That's the second one I sold. The other one wasn't too long ago, maybe a month ago. It was a little less, like $85. And I'm the one. I have two, and maybe like 5 sold in 3 years. These are things. Most of these CDs are going to be $1 or $2 each. These 3 I went over in a previous video. This one was an international sale, and they even paid for extra shipping, I think, or however that one turned out. But this is Snowmine laminate pet animal. Interesting, just weird, right? I see it, paper gatefold. I look at it, I scan it, nothing comes up. Sometimes you have to take these ones that are just strange and unusual and go sit down in a chair somewhere and type these things up, especially in Terapeak. Went over that. Oh, there's the other California Dream for $80. This is Belinda Carlisle. Heaven is a Place on Earth. No? You know that song from back way when ago in the Go-Go's? This is an interesting gatefold 3-piece. You just look at it. If you're looking at CDs, you're like, oh, it's just Belinda Carlisle. Oh, whichever. There's some pretty expensive, really expensive CDs and stuff that's out there. And this is stuff that you could pick up for $1 or $2 if you go to a handful of thrift stores at least a couple times a week. Don't stop shopping at thrift stores on your route until you have 20 things in your bag. 20 individual listings. Now, more than 20 things, you can lock some stuff up, but make sure there's at least 20 listings. You're putting up a listed amount of $700 to $1,000 a day. It'll change your sales drastically. This is DOS. Oh, this was an interesting one. This was just a 250 game reprint of all these, and the backside, there were so many games on it, but this one didn't take long to sell. Well, when did I have that? No, it's not going to show me. But that one didn't take long to sell. Here is a Janet Jackson. That one I went over. Another one. This is the radio edit version only. Now, that one was $1. Again, most of these are going to be like $1. This is the soundtrack. The soundtrack to 28 Weeks Later. New, these things are like $200. Maybe not 200, 140 to plus. A buck or two, maybe. This one right here, I did listen to this one, and a lot of times when I get these higher end CDs, and I question myself, I was like, why is this a $50 CD? And I'll bring them home and I'll listen to them. And so a lot of these I do listen to. I don't remember exactly what kind of music they had, but I remember listening to them, or whatever might be available online or just on YouTube itself. But this is another. Oh yeah, I do remember this one. Yeah, expensive LPs. This I believe this one also came in with a DVD as well, which is like $200 or whichever. But just I don't remember if it was scannable or not. And I looked it up, and it was the only thing that was out there was the vinyl. I was like, well, I'll buy the CD version of it. I just sold another CD not too long ago, or a couple days ago, that was vinyl only, but I had the CD. No CD sales at all. Vinyls are listed, and that's why I don't just go, when I'm looking at CDs, I don't lock CD filter. I still want to put it in, hand type it, and just let it go in all categories. And then I'll type, and I'll kind of see what's available. If it's something that's not quite common, especially if it's something that's going to be of these 1970s and earlier. CDs came out in the early 80s. As a matter of fact, I think it was Bruce Springsteen was the first vinyl to CD. Here's another sealed one. A guitar. So now we're getting into those some more $50, $60 CDs. Now we're into books, and then this is it's still gonna be about 15-minute video. This is a Stephen King, first edition, first print, gutter code T39, which means it was the very, very first roll of paper, I guess is my understanding of this gutter code. $4 or $5 at Savers, $450. Now these are like almost $1,000. This was well, it doesn't tell me the year. I was 23. Those books I went over. These are clock and watch part books that I got. I talked about that box before. I still have some listed. As a matter of fact, I just relisted another clock or watch book, whichever it is, today. Relisted it from this lot that was already listed. It just had enough views for me to take it down and reprice it. And it's still, I think, $140, even it being the price being dropped. It had 5 or 6 views over at least 3 months. So I took it down. I was like, no, let me drop the price on that. Another, whatever this Printer's Angels on the Bow, whichever, 1936. A lot of these older books, I would say the majority of my paper media book stuff, the majority are non-barcode. Are these just better? I mean, this one is in really immaculate condition, and this is going to go with commanding price. I'm going to say that again. I said it in a handful of videos. I will make another video about commanding price. This one was another really, really interesting book. I got this in Mayfield for whatever the prices are, $3 a book. This is signed by General Patton the Fourth. General Patton from World War II, his son, signed this. So in this listing, I actually have an email exchange and a phone call exchange with the author of this book, who generically verified the book and the signature. But I'm just going to scroll real fast through these books here. Black's Law Dictionary, $3. A Bible, David Duke book, $150 for that. That one sold in a day. These car books, Klutz, find like the Klutz kid stuff. This book I've gone over. These big gospel, I will do gospel and song books. I don't do as many as song books as I used to. I went over this book. This is another one. This one didn't take long, maybe a couple weeks to sell. Again, these are all anywhere from $1 to $3 each for them. This is so another 120, and it's just going to keep going. $120 books. They're out there. If you like what you heard, like what you saw, keep coming back. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.